yes. I have to grudgingly admit, just as often, it's not. But for every Kiss, Motley Crue or Whitesnake the metal critic will cite to make their case, astoundingly, with their 1984 album Slide It In, the Snake managed to out-tap Spinal Tap. No mean feat. I'll counter with Opeth, Meshuggah, and Dream Theater. Then I'll raise the stakes with Mastodon, Tesseract, Queensryche, and Tool. And, to clinch the deal, I'll close with Rush. Opinion is divided as to whether Rush has ever been a heavy metal band. I'm a major fan of the Toronto Trio, and it will take a lot to convince me that Rush wasn't metal up until at least their 6th album. Let's consider the evidence. 1. Blues-based heavy riffs. Tick. 2. Virtuoso guitar solos. Tick. 3. Vocals in the stratosphere. Tick. 4. Long flowing kimonos. Okay, maybe not the kimonos, but otherwise metal. Very metal. Each of these bands composes intelligent, intricate, and thoughtful music. Their orchestrations frequently designed with what can only be called mathematical precision. Indeed, there's an entire genre of metal known as math metal that prides itself on complex time signatures and out-there arrangements. Although quite a number of bands have used scientific and/or mathematical themes as inspiration for their music, the super-talented and innovative Devon Townsend even titled one of his albums Physicist. That's not what this book is about. I'll certainly be making more than passing reference to tracks and albums with strong lyrical narrative links to science, however. Nor am I preaching only to the converted. I love metal. And I love physics. And I know from the logos that adorn the t-shirts of many physics students and researchers that I'm certainly not alone in this. But while this book has, of course, been written with those metal-loving physicists, or physics-loving metalheads if you prefer, very much in mind, it's not just my tribe I'm hoping to connect with. My key motivation in writing this is to bring the beauty of quantum physics to a wider audience via the medium of metal. As we'll see, metal music is perfectly placed when it comes to crossing that age-old and very silly divide between the arts, humanities, and the sciences. Each time your favourite band launches into that riff, or that rhythm, or that drum pattern, they're exploiting the very same principles of physics and mathematics that underpin how atoms, molecules, and quantum particles behave. You'll notice that I slipped mathematics into the preceding sentence. I make absolutely no apologies in telling you that we're not going to go out of our way to avoid maths as we explore all of those fascinating quantum metal parallels. Some editors might claim that this statement alone would be enough to reduce a book's readership by 50%, or some similarly alarming figure, no doubt plucked from thin air, but most definitely not those I worked with on this book. However, I have a great deal of confidence in the intellect and tenacity of the average metal fan, and the average reader in general. One Guardian author quite agrees. See Ian Winwood's March 2007 post, Why Metal Fans Are Brainier. Anyway, in all conscience, I can't drop the maths. It's the language of physics. So, there will be maths. But, contrary to popular belief in some quarters, I'm looking at some of you unreconstructed theorists here. Physics is not just mathematics. And while to a mathematician equations and functions have an elegance and a beauty all their own, for physicists it's the unreasonable effectiveness of mathematics in describing the world around us that never fails to impress. The fact that so much of the behaviour and structure of our universe can be captured by maths is truly remarkable, and that's exactly what we're going to see time and again in this book. The uncanny, staggeringly unreasonable effectiveness with which mathematics explains everything from the crunchiest of riffs